Hello again everyone, welcome back to JMC Creates. My name is Jackie McKissick and today I'm making an advent calendar. I move that up a wee bit so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I think it was last year Anne from Positively Papercrafts made a shadow box advent calendar. And hers was much bigger than this. This is TJ's one, and as you can tell, he's already put his favourite sweets into it. And I think he's already eaten number one. So, oh, twirl ones in there, twirl bits. So those are the boxes, and you make 25 of those. And I've put a little hole in there in the attempt to help you open it, because when they're all in together they are pretty tight, because I don't want them to fall out easily. I want them to try and stay tight. I have decorated all four sides of mine and the top, and that one stuck to that one. So it did. And but you don't need to necessarily do that, you just necessarily need to do the top if you want. Okay, so the other thing on this one, when I made it and then I subsequently made it, I don't like this gap here, as you can see, it's on both sides. So on my next one, I have it sitting over here with lots of things on it to weigh it down, because I've just put the numbers on it. So on my next one, I changed that, I fixed it. Okay, everything else is exactly the same, except I totally fixed the little gap. Right, so that's number 2. Now we're going to move on to number 3. And how many do I have to make? 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness, I have 4 more to make. Yay, go me. Anyway, let's get on with the program. So for your boxes you need a piece of card that is 5.5 by 4.25, and you'll need 25 of them. I think you end up using 12.5 sheets of A4 and 1, 2, 3 sheets of 12 by 12. I'm actually using 4 sheets of 12 by 12 because my base one has it's not double sided, so I'm just going to stick 2 back to back and use that. Okay, but anyway, start with the boxes. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. 1.25, 2.5, 3 3/4, and 5. Rotate left, so the narrow section is at the top, and go 1.25, 2.5, 3 3/4. Go to 3.25 and score to the second line only. Okay, then you'll travel lightly over that one and you'll score this one. Yep. Yes. Right, so number It's really box 2 and box, well, that's actually box 1 and box 3. You're going to score at 1 1/4, 3 1/4. Those are the only 2 that need scored, right? So I think I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the scoring while I have my scoreboard sitting here. And this is craft card, which makes it slightly more stiffer, as you can tell. But I did want to use a good strong card on all of them. Okay, so you need 2 of these pieces here, which are 10 by 5.5. Along the 5.5 side, you want to score at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, and 5, all the way along. Make 2, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. 1 1/4 is the measurement we're using for nearly everything. Okay, so then we need 2 bits that are like this. Okay, so what we start with is a piece of card that is 10 by 5.5. And once again, you're going to score at 1 1/4. Actually, I should be doing it on this side. 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, and 5. Then, on the long side, you'll score each end at half. That one's at half, that one's at 9 1/2. Okay? So because my paper's directional, I have to be careful how I'm folding this. So I need, that is the inside like that, and I need that one to go like that, don't I? So they're both facing the inside, I think, is the way I want it. So what we will then do is let me just think about this before I put it together. That's on the inside. This is where my V's coming from here. Right. So I want to mark on my second score line. I want to go in 1 1/4. From this score line, not from the very edge, but from that score line there. This one. You want to go in 1 1/4 and mark it on that score line. Okay? Then we'll do the same. Ignore that part, and from that score line go in 1 1/4 and mark it on that score line. Okay? So then you're going to score from there to there. But first you're going to put it in and score straight down. Okay? So basically straight down. I should have done it that way, but it was easier for me to do it the other way. because you have to have your paper facing the way you want it. Put your 1 1/4 mark in each side, score down, and then from that score to that one you will should really do this with a ruler, but I'm a lazy beast. So what I'm doing is I'm finding the six mark and taking it up to where my score stops, and then putting that join on there, and I'm scoring, and that gets me my diagonal. Okay, so put the score line on your 6 mark, fold back this one here, and put the join onto the 6 mark, and I know where it is because I've cut a black line along mine. Okay, and that's it. You're then going to cut away. I'll turn it over so you can see it completely, that section, and I'm cutting to the left of the score line so that the whole score line is removed. Like that. And the same down this side. And that is the most difficult bit of this. Now this is a big undertaking. It's something that'll take you on, if you're at it all day, it'll take you a day to do it, maybe. Like, I can do one a day. So the other bit you need to remove is these 2 ends. You're leaving this bit, so I am just going to miter it slightly and remove the score line completely, trying to get it as straight as possible. So just miter it slightly and remove your score line. Okay, I'm just going to miter that one slightly too. Okay, and then you need to, so we can get rid of our scoreboard now. And when I'm doing those fiddly bits there, I like to use this bolt fill because it gets in, it makes an indent, but it only does it on the line, it doesn't go past the line or anything, it's more accurate. So all you're going to do now is glue. Glue your narrow section, fold over and put your narrow section in the centre, fold over the other side and hold. Okay, and that's that, right? So once again, fold in the narrow section and fold over the other side and hold. And I didn't want to put any of these 2 together because I wanted you to see the shape they have to be. So then they sit up like this. This bit gets folded in, and this is the one bit that hides the gap. Another bit just slides on there, right? So put your glue on your narrow bit and fold over. It's as simple as that. And I'm gluing these first because then I'll have time to dry while I do the box. I just keep putting pressure on because I want to make sure it sticks. On the other ones I used my collal glue because I had time, and I think it gives a better bond, but it takes longer to go off. So now we've got 2 of those and 2 of those. Right, where did we put our box? There. Right, now where's my pencil? Okay. You are going to remove this score line, this one, this one. You are going to remove this with a slight miter. Okay? You are going to remove this one completely. You're going to remove this. You're going to remove this. You're going to remove this. And this. Those are all the bits you're going to cut. And you're going to miter that slightly. Okay? So, I like to cut on the opposite side, because I can make sure I've got the score line gone better. For me, anyway. I wonder if it's better for you if I do it this way. So, cut straight down both sides of the score line. And then that's it. And that way it sits better on the bottom. You don't have any bits catching, and it's more precise, and it gives a more precise fitting. Okay, so off, remove the score line, down, remove that score line, and that score line. Once again, making sure that the score line is cut away. And finally, and that is it. You need to then cut this score line away in between these two, right? So what I'm going to do is take away them little bits now of the score line that I removed. It's much easier if you fold it back and cut it. Right, now before we go any further, I took a corner rounder and I rounded all the corners of the top bits. So I did. Oops, there's a bit of a score line in there that I don't want. Okay, and when you're doing this, it's a good chance to see if there's anything that you still need to remove. I'll give that one another go. That's better. Then what we're going to do is stick on our squares. These are the bits that I cut off from the 12 by 12 papers. These are the extra bits from these, and I kept them to do this. These bits here are all 1 by 1, which is why you just need 2 whole sheets of 12 by 12, because I just kept the patterns the same. Okay, so for each box I'm using 5, but if you were only using the top, like I'm using 125 squares, but if you were only doing the top, you'd only need 25 squares. A big difference, yes. And then you have to remember for your top bit, if your pattern's directional, it's got to go on there. Okay. Where's my, oh, I cut off my other bit. I cut off my other bit. The bit that's supposed to stick down in there, I cut it off. And I shouldn't have. There it is there. I cut off that bit and I shouldn't have. What a plonker. So, how am I going to remedy it? I'm not starting again. Okay. So I'm going to take one of these bits and just glue it on there. Way around the top. Okay. So don't take that top bit off. Please. You need it. You plonker, you. Who's a better? Rub this out. Because you need that bit to stick down in and hold the box in place. And there, you see? So, that is what you should have. You need that bit left on the top. Right? So then it's just a matter of, once again, gluing. Hold over your tab and press firmly. Okay. This is the front, then this is the back. And these are the sides. Oops. That wasn't quite dry, was it? Wasn't quite dry. Not enough patience as usual. That's wrong. That's wrong. This is the front. Okay. So left side in. Glue on your right side. This is your front. So this goes down last. Glue on your back piece. And then glue on your front. Like that. That is how you make your box. Right, I don't want to lose that pin because I've already lost a pin today. And I have to keep buying more because otherwise they rust if you use a different pin. So, this is where the fun starts. This bit is going to, on the first one, this just sat on there like that, but as you could tell I had a gap. So what you want to do is slide it in and make sure that bit goes inside, like that. So you want glue on the bottom square and the outside of this bit. make sure your inner bit is at the inside. For some reason or not, that's not stuck right. And just slide it all in and hold. Okay, there's nothing else you can do but hold it. Be patient. I know that's like the what you call in the cauldron black, because like I have. I'm trying to have patience. So my inside bit again, I'm just setting it down, sliding it on and in. And you know what I should have done? I should have put a little glue up in the corner too, to make sure the top sticks down as well. Like that, so that that bit doesn't come up either. And once again, patience is a virtue. Look, I have that the wrong way round. You see that? That bit should be at the bottom. I'm sorry. I'm not doing very well today. I'm sure you can tell from my voice I had a rough night. So I'm just doing the best I can. So please do as I do, not as I say. I want to put that at the start of the video. I made mistakes. Watch video first, then do as I do, not as I say. It needs more glue on it. If it had been collal glue, it wouldn't have dried as fast, and I could have gotten away with this. But I'm trying to use the quickest glue I can to get it finished for you. So I need a drink. Oh, yesterday was a rough day, but today is a new day, so let's just keep going. TJ had a lovely day on Saturday, thankfully. So he did. I think the one present he liked more than anything was, well, two really. We bought him a watch, like his granddad's. He kept saying he wanted a watch like his granddad's. So, like, we didn't buy him a big expensive one. His granddad's watch is black, and green's TJ's favourite colour. So we got him a watch that is black with green glow in the dark figures. So I, honest to goodness, could not believe the reaction I got from that child. He jumped into my arms, and honestly, I wasn't sure I could hold him, because he's only 7, but he's up at my shoulder. So once again, that's gone in there, and the wee tab's gone inside. Okay, like that. And once again, we're just going to hold it in place and wait for it to go off. So once he'd finished hugging me, he threw himself at his granddad. Luckily his granddad was sitting down, and he got the biggest hug too. So, and it was like, the watch was like £25 or something. So I couldn't believe it. Like, he has an Xbox One and he has a Switch, and I know the PlayStation 5 is out now, but they were gone the minute the pre-orders came out. So he's got a PlayStation 4. He then got he's really into building, and he likes Lego. And anybody who's ever bought Lego will know it's not cheap. We bought him the Lego that he wanted, and it was £125 for Lego. I nearly calved a kitten. But we got him that anyway, and he really liked it. But Auntie Jade bought him Mario fridge magnets that you could move on the fridge, and I think he spent longer playing with them than anything else. So, and of course he got PlayStation games and Switch games, and then he had to go to his dance at 2 o'clock. So it was a great morning. He was really happy. He was really happy. We were really happy. And he did say that when he was 7 he was going to start sleeping in his own bed, not sleep with me anymore. So we shall wait and see. You know what I could be doing in the meantime is sticking these two boys together. And getting that bit over and done with. Now these two bits are cut to 9 1/16 by 9 1/16. For some reason one of the sides is just slightly, on the other ones was just slightly bigger than the other, so I'm not sure if 9 by 9 would be better, but I cut 9 1/16 just to see how it would work anyway. Right, come on. Straighten up. Right, now, which side? That one or that one? I think we'll go with that one, because some of the numbers are that one. So we'll use that one. Okay. So then we're just going to glue it on. And I'm putting this on even though it takes longer to go off, as it seems to make the paper sturdier. Right, now, why is that? You see, that's not even cut right. Oh, no, that's still not stuck. Why is that not stuck? Right, we'll stick it on downside up for now. Why is that cut wrong? That's not even the right size. I'm not having a great day, am I? It should have been 10. It should have been 10. Okay, back in a jiff. Okay folks, that was me, it's wrong. That paper for the bottom is right. It's this bit here. For some reason I cut it at 10 by 5.5, and it really should have been 9 by 5.5. So watch the video before you and then you'll not make the same mistakes as I do. So I'm going to stick it all back together and come back to you. Right, now it's all stuck together the right size. So let's just start putting our boxes in. I put all mine in alphabetical order, but numerical order, but this time I'm just going to shove them all in there till I get them in, and then I will change them round if I want. And when I had this all done, I took something flat and heavy, but not too heavy. That's on the wrong side. That should be on the top, and that's on the side, so we'll have to fix that. Okay, come off. There we go. That's a good job. They're just my grandkids that's getting these, and they're not going to expect them. I didn't make one of these mistakes and them other ones. Not blinking one. Go figure. Okay. And like I said, tight is what they're meant to be, because if they're not tight, they're no good to nobody. Right. One thing I forgot to do before I put my box together was to make a little hole punch, and all I did, this is a 3/4 inch hole punch. Fold the tab down, slide it in kind of centrally, and push it in till you just about see the card, and then that will give you your little finger nail extractor, whatever you want to call it. Right, and the number that I didn't put on was number 1. So I'm just going to put it on now. And I did use my tweezers with all the other ones, but I haven't the patience to be bothered with that now. I just want to get it finished. So I'll glue this one back on the right side too. And then that will be my 3rd advent calendar. Okay, and then all I did was do that, make something sit on it too. And then that is number 3. That is number 2. And this one was number 1. And TJ wanted his numbers all in the right order, so that's what I did. Okay, so I hope you like this little box advent calendar. As I say, I got it from Anne, Positively Papercrafts. She made a 12 by 12 one, but it was just too big for me, you know, so this is the perfect size, like for just, what does he put in there, a jelly bean and a twirl treat. You get bags of twirls, treat size twirls. So I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, that would be amazing. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're all staying safe and well and crafting, and until the next time, Jack you out.